But you understand?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
What up, guys? Coach Colin here, high performance coach. And if you want the best insights to the podcast that you love and maybe don't even know about, hit that subscribe button. Let's get into it. We're talking about episode 207 of The Diary of a CEO. Again, this is another clip from the Gary Vaynerchuk episode. If you don't know GaryVee, he is, I don't even know what to call him anymore. He used to be a marketing guy, but now he's more of a, I don't know. He's just a guy who talks about self-awareness quite a bit. Definitely talks about hustling. Definitely talks about making money. He's just he's an all-around stand-up guy, I would say. I know a lot of people don't like him. Got a lot of opinions on him. But if you allow me to just bring you through this episode, I'm going to show you parts of Gary that you may not have known existed. Because a lot of people just know him as a hustler, hustle and never sleep type of guy. And that's not him. So let me just go with this episode. In this clip that I'm about to show you, it's where they're talking about, you know what? Should I even explain? Nah, let's not explain. They're basically just talking about, I had it written down, the best thing. Like the difference between having money, not having money, why people pursue money, and what's better? One thing that he said, what's better? Having $17 million and being on the brink of suicide and being in heavy drug use, or just doing the things that make you happy with a moderate type of salary? What's better in reality? A lot of people lean towards the millions of dollars because that's what we're shown. But I don't know. Because I'm like you. I'm not a millionaire. I want to be like, I want $20 million, of course. But if I was on the brink of suicide and I was, a drug addict, which I have been a drug addict without money, I don't know. I really don't. But let's go into it.
Not me. But I understand buying rare sports cards, and that's enjoyable. If you enjoy that, that's phenomenal. When I talk about materialistic things, I talk about makeup for insecurity. If you are burning the midnight oil. You know how people burn out? They're working till 2 a.m. to buy the expensive car, to use it to close their insecurity, to get the affirmation from the opposite sex or their friends. That system's broke. It won't work. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Like, everyone's like, oh, okay, Gary, but I'd rather have the fucking money. Like this whole, like, I'd rather cry in my Ferrari than drive a Toyota or take the bus. You say that. Do you really want to be in a mental place where you're on the borderline of suicide and you have heavy drug usage, even though you make $3 million a year, $17 million a year? Because you know this now, Steve. You've worked very hard and you have the talents and the luck of the draw and you put in the execution to now run in circles where you know what I'm about to say is ungodly true, which is the following. An extraordinary amount of people that have unlimited resources are desperately lonely, insecure, unhappy, and borderline depression, suicidal. That's just truth. And so, like, the thought of me talking in any other direction when I know that to be true seems like the least authentic thing I can do.
But even when you say that, you must know that for a huge amount of people, including myself, we have to have that hypothesis that those things will give us some kind of fulfillment or meaning. We have to have that fail us before we learn the lesson. Gary's words versus the insecurity that was developed from my mother and my father on the playground, hypothetically. One of them, when I was 7 years old, the kid said I'd never be nothing. Then my teacher, I'm not talking about myself,
No, I got it.
The teacher comes in and says, you're an asshole.
I think that's right.
On one side of the scale, you've got Gary's words.
I don't think it's either of those. I think it's the macro conversation of happiness. I believe if the kid's getting picked on, you'll never be nothing. And she or he decides, I will be content at 25. I will have peace of mind. I will smile 89.3% of my life. Instead of, I'm going to have a mansion and a super yacht, I think shit gets crazy.
You're describing me there. So I at a very young age, only black kid in an all-white area. We were also the poorest family. So we understand the value of
So you had
things.
all the advantages of adversity.
Exactly.
Or yes.
On the context I was in, I was the BlackBerry in a world full of iPhones.
Yes.
So I had that feeling of like not enoughness.
I get it.
That means that as I go off into the world, I'm convinced, my subjective evidence is if you get the material success that others have. If you get there, then you'll be happy. Nothing on planet Earth could have told me different.
What if your 17 heroes on TikTok and YouTube were talking about?
Gary's about to make a really valid point, but it's so true. When you have nothing, and somebody's just like, money isn't everything, you're like, hey, shut your mouth, okay? And if money isn't everything, give me all your money. Give it to me. It's so hard. But like I myself, I have the benefit of actually watching one of my friends a few of my friends make extraordinary amounts of money, and nothing changed. Like, they got to travel a little more, like they had access to some other things, but like the work was still there. The emotional stuff that you need to work on is still there. The emotional baggage, the relationship with the parents being distraught or whatever, like it's all still there. You know, you just have a little more comfort. But then even then, it's like you don't feel like, from what I saw, it's like you still got to work. You're still working your ass off. Like, the only reason you got there is because you work your ass off. It's not like all of a sudden that's going to stop once you make some money. Now you want to make more money. It's weird. I think they say something around like once you make more than, I want to say 60, but it can't be 60. It must be like, I think it's like $250,000. Like, once you're making anything past $250,000, it's like the same. Like, you're just kind of, and I know $250,000's a lot to a lot of people. That'd be a lot to me. But like, yeah, things stay the same once you have like multi millions. Like if I was given $20 million right now, like, I would just start working more. Like, I'd go on a trip and I'd get a house for my wife and I, but I would just start working more. Like, I'd want to make a community center. I'd want to start making mentorship programs all over the United States, all over Canada. Like, I would just start working more. I don't know. But I can't help but think I'd be happier. You know? It's hard. It's so hard to just think like, oh yeah, money won't make me happier. It's like, because it kind of does. Like, if right now you like found $500 on the ground, you'd be like, this is great. This is a fantastic day. You know? Like, your whole day would be like much better. Wouldn't it? I don't know. But Gary's actually about to bring up a really good point. Really, really good point about like influencers and stuff. Like, the conversation there. Here.
Something else.
Hold
on.
Yeah.
No, this is super duper important. What if your 17 heroes, how has everything changed in the world?
Can I say why that might not be enough? Because those first 10 years, as we learn in childhood psychology,
it kind of cut off there, but like he was saying, he's like, what if your heroes had like different conversations? Like what if they weren't talking about money and material, and they were talking about things like self-awareness and happiness and like, you know, positivity, you know, like the intangibles of life, the emotional stuff.
The problem is, in those first 10 years, you will have heroes outside of your family. What if your 7-year-old you on YouTube Kids finds a hero, or on ESPN app or something? What if Messi, your hero at 7, in every other interview spoke about peace of mind, living with it? Like, what if the conversation changed? Because the conversation has changed on race, on gender, on religion, on status. Tulips used to be the most important thing.
In your life.
The king. Do you understand, in America, in 1968, in 1971, in America, if you were an astronaut or pilot, you were cooler than an athlete. I want everyone to fucking pay it. Like, this is a big fucking deal. This is what my fucking mission is. In 1971, in fucking America, if you were an astronaut or pilot, you were more famous than everybody but the top 10 athletes in America. Joe Namath was more famous. Love him. But you understand?
Yeah.
Do you understand that Joe Namath is actually a great comp? The Jets quarterback that stunned the world in Super Bowl III became a sex symbol. And that started to change. He was a celebrity, which was different. You and I are affected by entrepreneurship now being a celebrity status, something that couldn't have even crossed my mind when I was 18 years old, maybe even 30, your age right now, 30. It was starting to, because you have to understand, do you know who was the biggest entrepreneur when I was your age? Bill Gates, the nerdiest fucking looking person on earth. Think about how, but this is why it's fun. You're properly speaking in the framework of our society now. My argument is that communication changes frameworks. And what if we collectively got on this boat?
I want to, here's what I'm thinking.
The guy gives like a little bit of pushback in terms of that, but it's so true. Like if everybody we looked up to, like if rappers decided to rap about, you know, love and peace and coming together, and every single celebrity was like, you know what's really cool is like you said, peace of mind, or, spending quality time with my mother. Like, if the conversation just changed, because it's like, what do we look up to right now? We look up to ballers. We look up to people who are, killing it in material wealth. We look up to, Jeff Bezos, $500 million super yacht, like destroying bridges so he can like sail his super yacht through a thing. It's like, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So what if the conversation just changed? What if Jeff Bezos came forward and was like, what's really helped me amass all this wealth is wanting to help people. And something, helping people is just the greatest thing, and generosity and just fellowship and brotherhood. Like, imagine he just talked like that. You'd be like, we would start to aspire, especially younger people, like maybe not you and I who are older. Maybe we'd be like, whatever. But like younger people who heard that, they'd be like, Like there was a generation, like, I don't know how old you are, but like Hulk Hogan, he was a wrestler. His thing used to be like, eat your vitamins, kids. Make sure to eat your vitamins. He would always say that. So there was like a generation of young kids who were like, I want vitamins so I can be like Hulk Hogan. There used to be an ad. You can look it up. It used to be a milk ad, and it would be like a skinny kid, and he'd drink milk, and then all of a sudden he'd be like this buff guy, and they'd be like, drink your milk. And like I know a guy. I have a friend who I grew up with. He would drink like 2 liters of milk a day. And it was all because of those commercials. He even admitted it. He's like, I was like brainwashed by those commercials. He's like, I correlate milk and being strong. He's like, and I just drink milk every day now. He's like, I just do. And, it's like, what if the conversation was different? Like, what if he saw ads every day for like, vegan stuff? He'd be a vegan right now. It's like the conversations that celebrities, influencers, and all these different people have really do impact us in a positive or negative way. And recently it's been pretty negative. But yeah, I think I'll stop it there. I don't want to get too long. We're going on almost 14 minutes here. But I just wanted to drop that for you. Again, if you like this, like and subscribe. I'm coming with more insights. I'm doing it daily. So I'm out. Peace.